180 years. That's how long a quite unique organisation has been alive.
It's called the Additional Curates Society. Its sole purpose is to encourage and support people into the path of priesthood. It's all about making sure every parish has a priest. And I talked to Father Darren Smith earlier, who's the General Secretary for the group. I started off by asking him what makes the organisation so unique.
Part of our tradition and history comes from Anglo-Catholicism, so we are looking at a particular area of the Anglican Church. And I don't know of any other organisation that is so specifically geared towards that aim of encouraging vocations to the priesthood, both in terms of supporting financially, but also working with individuals who feel called to priesthood, doing videos, parish placements, posters, really raising the profile that in this day and age the church still needs individuals to offer their lives to Christ in the priesthood.
And tell me what makes this organization so important and so needed.
Well, it's interesting that when we started, which was 180 years ago, Joshua Watson, who started the organisation, realised that there were poor parishes that would not afford a priest. And we've really gone full circle now, because one of the things that we're finding is that as finances are tight within the Church of England, the Church of England is making decisions on staffing purely based on economics. So what we're doing now is we're increasingly providing funding for priests in these parishes which would not afford a priest on their own. So if it wasn't for us, those parishes, what Joshua Watson referred to as the poor and populous parishes of England and Wales, are once again being supported wholly by the funds of the ACS.
And tell me, how significant is this milestone?
Well, it's like everything. It just gives you an opportunity to both look back in Thanksgiving and actually to look forward as well and to plan for the future. One of the things that the Church of England has set itself is the target of increasing vocations by 50% by the year 2020. And it really does need us all to be focusing on how do we get that message across that both the Church needs priests today and how are we going to encourage individuals to offer their lives. So I think it's a good point for us at the Additional Curates Society to say, what are we doing? Are we doing it effectively? How can we improve? So it's not just looking back and say, isn't this great? It's actually looking forward with that really specific target of increasing vocations.
Are there any more future plans or some major goals that you all set for yourself moving forward?
Yes, I mean, we have got a number of plans for the future, and certainly in terms of how we can diversify ourselves in terms of where we're strategically placed, but also looking at the offering that we have to the church and say, how can we improve that? I mean, we've just created, I hate to call it a sub-brand, but it's a whole new emphasis called Here I Am, with its own website and media feeds and everything, which is specifically geared towards vocational work, because, you know, as well as encouraging vocation, the other thing we're doing is funding priests, and we want to sort of separate the two so we don't get distracted, because it's easy for us to think about raising funds to pay for priests, but we want to really put all our energies into that sort of vocational work. So HereIam.org is our sort of new sub-brand.
Oh, that's great. So are you all celebrating this milestone, or is there anything on the books for celebrations?
Yes, we are. What we're going to do is something quite exciting for the new year. We haven't quite put together all the plans, which I suppose is a bit lax of us, but we are going to be doing something which will involve a number of bishops and a central place, because we want to really celebrate the message we have in the heart of England.
That was Father Darren Smith talking about the 180th birthday of the Additional Curates Society, which wants to make sure every parish has a priest.